Okay. We're back again with episode 7. We had to come back faster than last time because we had skipped the week before and had to do 2 in 1. So this time we are on time, we prepared, maybe a day late or so, but whatever. Um, I'm not going to waste my. I'm Cool Al, and this is my co-host Maria. Let's see. You go ahead and ask your questions first, and then I'll take it from there.
Okay. So why is it such a secret that Cherie and Dennis are dating? It's obvious that when Cherie is they're packing up and leaving. They're not going to make it clear that they're together.
Yeah, I don't think that the family knows. I don't think that the brothers know. They may have an idea, but I don't think that they know. I don't think that they want to know. Brothers are very protective over their sister. And, at one point she said, "You want me to tell them?" And, you know, they decided they wouldn't bring it up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
but like I said, I have a feeling they know, but they don't want intimate details, and they want to act like they don't know because it might cause a rift. Like I said, brothers
Yeah.
in those situations in urban communities are very protective of their little sisters, especially when they're with their friends, because they know the things their friends do. Um, all right.
Okay. Next question. So Bobby's cousin, I guess, ended up getting that meeting with the music executive. I'm just wondering if they gave background on that and how did the cousin manage to get that, or what was happening?
Okay, so Wu-Tang fans know about the genius who was on Cold Chillin' Records. Cold Chillin' was the home of the Juice Crew. One of their biggest acts was probably Big Daddy Kane, Bismarck, Roxanne Shante, and Cool G Rap also was. So the Juice Crew was kind of like Wu Tang before Wu Tang. It was a crew of MCs that had their own solo record deals, and they would make songs together, and they were seen as this big time clique. So I think that they predated, the Wu Tang. They kind of had a a formula similar to what the Wu Tang kind of came in with. It was a clique, a crew, a clan, and they had a bunch of solo artists. They came in as a group. But okay, so anyway, so before they were Wu Tang, the Genius had a solo deal on Cold Chillin', and they wanted to make him the next Big Daddy Kane. So it was cool to see Big Daddy Kane in this episode 7, which we're reviewing now, and Roxanne Shante, because it kind of hinted at, I don't know if they mentioned Cold Chillin', but those were two of the biggest stars from Cold Chillin', and the Genius was signed to their label. Um, and so the Genius, when he was talking to the people to get his record deal, his demo had a lot of beats made by Bobby, and so there were people rhyming on his demo, and so they had questions about them, and so word got around, and other people found out about Bobby. Next thing you know, Bobby had a meeting with Tommy Boy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So at the end of the episode, it seems like they're showing that Bobby had his own record at the end.
Yeah, I think that they say. Well, I know that the Genius had his own solo record before Wu Tang came out. You know, he didn't like the way his stuff was marketed. He didn't like the way it was packaged. So he went back to the drawing board, and him and the RZA got together and formed Wu Tang. Bobby didn't like the way his record deal. They made him do this corny song. I won't call it corny, but I don't think the RZA liked the direction they were pushing him in.
Yeah.
And both him and the GZA wanted to make some real ghetto music. And Bobby, I don't think got a record deal. He got a single deal.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
All right, let's go into my questions. I'm going to try to keep this one short because we sometimes can go on and on forever. So my question to you is, what does racism do to the youth in Staten Island? And even though I'm talking about Staten Island, it could be anywhere in America, but as it's depicted in this show, they're dealing set in Staten Island. So this is why my question is Staten Island based.
Yeah. I mean, it causes anger for sure. I mean, you see Shotgun losing it when the record guy basically makes assumptions about his life because of where he's from, what he looks like, and all that. So I think it causes anger. It can cause all sorts of things. I mean, but that was what I saw.
Okay.
That's one aspect. But
all right. That is one aspect. I mean, I wish we could go into racism globally, but that's probably a whole topic in and of itself that we won't bog people down with. But how do the interactions with the police play a role in the kids' development?
Let's see. Now, are you talking about something specifically, or just in general? Just. Police.
All right. Well, how the police have been shown. So there was the one episode with Hayes. There was the one episode in the hallway. I'm just saying, the interactions that the kids are having with the police.
Yeah.
How does that factor in? Like, how do you think that shapes and molds the kids?
Yeah. Well, I think it makes it may divide them even more. I mean, it may make racism even more pronounced in some cases because they feel like it's them against. I don't know, them against. I mean, it's putting them against each other, kind of thing, and it makes. I don't know. It seems discouraging for them.
Okay, speak a little bit about the police brutality that has been shown thus far.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, this was not. Let's see, in the previous episode or the previous episode.
6.
Yeah, the police were called by the woman because the kids were causing a disturbance, and so they come, and it seems like they're being. They don't want to really find out what happened. It seems like the police are immediately jumping in, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like that they're really giving them a lot of time to explain or to just diffuse the situation. It seemed like they tase. It seemed like they were using taser and they ended up killing somebody for no reason. I mean, it just seems like that was completely unnecessary to me.
Okay.
But
all right. Yeah. So the reason I asked this question is because, if the kids, and they are kids, if they have interactions with authority figures, aka police, and they start to look at them like they're in a fascist police state, the interactions become more and more hostile. I think this is why groups like NWA came out with "Fuck the Police." You know what I mean? And it's a shame that the interactions are so negative when the job of the police are to protect and serve. But in most cases, the black youth are losing their life at the hands of the police. And I think that it sets up a terrible dynamic where it's just hostile, it's no love between the two groups. But moving right along, why is Shotgun so hostile at times, as depicted in this episode?
Yeah, well, I mean, in the part where he throws the glasses off in the bar and makes a scene there, he was frustrated that the white guy makes assumptions about him, about his life. He doesn't even know him. When he's younger, trying to think if he's hostile when they flash back and they show him with his relatives. Well, I guess when he walks in to his cousin's house, I don't know. I mean, I feel like his cousin almost was the one who sort of a little bit was provoking him. Yeah, I mean, it seems like his mother is not in his life at that point because he can't go with his mother when the aunt
or he just isn't with his mother.
We don't know why, but I think that's going to cause some anger. I mean, for whatever
frustration.
We don't know a lot of information.
There might be some underlying hostility or something.
About his mother.
Right, that he's dealing with, right, that they haven't explored yet or highlighted.
So it seems like they touch on that when they say that the mom wants him to live there in Staten Island. Mm-hmm. So maybe she was not in a position to be able to do that before.
Right. So. I think that his friend's death also played a part in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
His anger, and his frustration. I mean, there's so much frustration in the inner city, and a lot of times. It's amazing that these kids deal with it the way that they do. I mean, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of poverty, but you could go to any inner city and find a group of kids like jumping and flipping on mattresses and riding bikes and just, and so the way that they cope with it is kind of amazing. I mean, you can concentrate on all the negativity and be like, well, that's a horrible byproduct. But just think of all the kids that you see having fun, opening fire hydrants that are probably illegal and splashing water and running all around, in a water fountain like it's a beach or something or a pool. It's they become creative in the way that they make music, in the way that they dance, in the way that they dress, in the way that they even have fun, because they have to, as a coping mechanism, deal with all the stresses and the pressures of the day. So I'm not going to keep it long. If we got this one short, I'm very happy about this. This was the review of episode 7. Go watch it. We didn't talk about the family moving to Ohio, like the mother, the sister, and Randy with the dad, Jerome. We'll see how that plays out before we discuss that even further. But I think we covered some interesting questions that we both had for this episode, and hopefully you can find this review helpful. Let us know in the comments, YouTube's comments, who's your favorite Woo member, all right? There might be a prize won for the best answers, all right? Or the answers that appear more frequently, all right? So till next time, we'll probably see you after next Wednesday, Wu-Tang Wednesday, when they release episode 8, and then we'll review it as soon as possible and get back to you. All right, enjoy the rest of your week. We're out.